put it on. And we're off and running. And Bridget, are you all set? Okay. Should I proceed on? Well, welcome everybody to the November 16th, 2023 Webster Town Board meeting. Say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dolly, can you take roll call, please?
Supervisor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilman Abbott.
Here.
Councilman Cahill.
Here.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Here.
Town Attorney Genesi.
Present.
Okay, and our first agenda item tonight is the open to the floor, where each speaker is allowed up to 5 minutes to discuss anything to their heart's desire. And I think we have one speaker tonight, John Fedke. John, if you'd like to take the podium.
Good evening. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with the Webster Cable Access Channel. I myself have been involved with the Webster Cable Channel for more than 40 years. My church has been broadcasting on that channel for that entire time. We started off once a month, and for over 20 years, we've been on every Sunday at noon. And I know there's no way of quantifying how many people are watching the service, but I know from talking with Karen and talking with Mike before Karen that if our service is not on, they get phone calls. There are a lot of shut-ins, and there are people at the nursing homes that don't have anything to do with technology. They don't have a computer, they don't have a smartphone. They will not be able to go on and live stream to watch the services, not just mine, but all the other churches within the Webster area that are broadcast as well. There are people that watch the town board meeting. They may not have the internet. They may not have access to YouTube or be able to get to the links using a computer. So you're going to be those people are going to be missing out on the opportunity to view like this meeting itself, not to mention the Sunday services. So I'm concerned that without the channel being open, that there's going to be a portion of people that are going to be neglected. They're going to be forgotten about. I also realize that there are franchise fees that the town receives. Well, if you don't broadcast services, those franchise fees are going to decrease significantly. And I'm curious as to how that revenue would be made up. I know it's all part of the town budget, but if you lose, say, $400,000, where's that going to come from? That's revenue that you potentially could be losing by shutting down the station. And I mean, I saw your letter on the website, and it said over the next period of time, you'll be fielding calls or taking emails. But my question is, what period of time are you considering to receive people's feedback? And how many people is it going to take for the station to remain open? Thank you.
John, thank you very much. And I will say this, I'm going to answer John's question as best I can. This is a fluid situation, and if you did read the letter, you saw that we are analyzing right now whether we get one of our current employees with the proper credentials with the FTC or whatever to do programming on public access cable 1303. The time that we will see how many people call in, like you said, John, if people don't see the Mass on Sunday from 6 churches, then I expect on Monday morning or Sunday we will get barraged with calls. I want to give it enough time to give people like yourself that watch it and are passionate about watching it enough time to contact us. How many people need to contact us to put taxpayer money back into it? And I do appreciate the irony of separation of church and state here. John is here on behalf of the town government broadcasting church. It's interesting. I don't know how much time. I think that certainly we might have somebody who can program these shows within a week, and then we'll program. We'll see. But I will tell you this, and I've seen this starting to proliferate around in the last couple of days. The franchise fees that the town of Webster government receives from Spectrum Cable have nothing to do with whether we have a Spectrum Channel 1303 public access or not. And the $400,000 that you referenced, John, that number annually has gone down by about 20% over the last 5 years, while 1303 has been on, along with probably another 500 cable channels where people watch other shows. This is the reality of cable TV in 2023 as we enter 2024. Translation, the number of subscribers in Webster to Spectrum Cable is going down, down, down. And that has nothing to do with the actions or lack of action of the town of Webster government. That's just the open market. So I want to make sure anybody who's watching this live, which it is being broadcast live, or is watching this on tape, is made aware that the franchise fees that the town of Webster brings in will really have no direct relation to whether we start programming back 168 hours on channel 1303 public access or not, because Spectrum still has their subscribers who have the other 500 channels in their basic package or their extended packages. So thank you, John, and certainly we are going to be keeping a watchful eye on those phone calls that come in and those emails that come in, and being sensitive to the people that don't have the other means of communication such as Facebook Live or YouTube or the town website with internet to watch things like that. So thank you. Next up is the last two board meetings. Actually, November 2nd was a regular town board meeting, and last week, November 9th, was a town board workshop. I've gone over the minutes of both of those. I make a motion that we approve the November 2nd town board meeting minutes.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
And I make a motion that we approve the November 9th, 2023 workshop minutes.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Abstain.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Okay, next up, I know that Ginny did it.
I've been looking over the bills, and they all seem to be in order, so I make a motion to have them paid, please.
Second.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. And I went over the prepaid warrants as submitted by Paul Adams, our Director of Finance, and I make a motion we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
And I've reviewed the purchase orders as submitted by Paul Adams, the Director of Finance, and make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Our next item up, I did send an email out to the town board members earlier this morning. I think Charlie and Paul and the various people, Josh Artuzo has been working on this with 600 Ridge Road. I'm going to make a motion in a second to table this, but I just want to explain why. I somewhat articulated in that email. This would be serving a little wine before its time. I have all the confidence in the world we will do this resolution on December 7th, but there's a couple of things that have to fall into place. Number one, and it's very good news, the county legislature on Tuesday approved the sale of 600 Ridge Road to the town of Webster for $1. We don't have the deed structure in our possession yet, and I know this is kind of boring to non-legal title people, but the type of deed that we're getting from the county is going to make a difference on what type of title work and title insurance policy we get from Frontier. So they can't really give us a price right now. So we need to see that deed. And by the way, the second thing is the town, Charlie, as town attorney, you can't advocate that we sign as the buyer until such time that the oil spill fund in the
Correct.
state or whatever signs the DEC agreement guarantee that is basically the foundational to us taking this property on. It's our, I'll call it slang, get out of jail for free on any remediation lawsuits or anything like that. Is that
Yes,
essentially?
that's correct.
Okay, so, long-winded explanation, I make a motion that we table the resolution, number 4 until
Second.
December 7th.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Okay, now this one I cannot,
I would-
thank you,
I would move that we authorize the supervisor to sign the amended Article 9 Energy Performance Contract between Navitas and the town of Webster on the wastewater treatment plant facility. Second.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
aye, and that ties nicely up to the workshop presentation that our Patron and Dennis Clough did last week. That kind of gave the background on that, making this an easier thing to approve tonight. Now, this one, this is, now, this licensing, I'm sorry, this excavation fill permit, I don't know if you have to really get up and talk about this, sir, because I think the paperwork we have from the various department heads have support this. Is that what you see, Bill?
I reviewed the letter from Pat Stevens, and he recommends that we authorize this fill permit to be exercised.
Second.
Is that a motion?
I think that was a motion, Bill. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were second. Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. You have a fill permit. Well, you're approved for a fill permit. Josh, I think then he has to, you got it. Great. Okay. Well, you know our rule. I guess this is Bill.
I would move that we declare the following item for auction from the Webster Highway Department, Wacker Plate Tamper, asset tag number 2420.
Second.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye. And since Patty is not here this evening, as I'll step in as, I guess, the pseudo liaison to sewer, I make a motion to declare the following items for recycling from the sewer department. A boiler, HB Smith from Administration Building, has no tag. Probably was in hieroglyphics, Art?
No, so, actually, that's a great question. So the couple things on here that don't have tags, they were included when the building was built.
Yeah.
And working with Paul, we decided the big components, we're going to at least get it on the record that we're assetting them and recycling them out.
Okay.
Yep.
And then an AC unit, asset tag number 04012. A Makita drill, asset tag number 02522. Johnson Controls HVAC control panel that had no tag. That's my motion.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye?
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Bill, can you believe it? You got 3 meetings left and I'm getting good at this.
Yep,
You know? Just in time for you to retire.
that's right.
You want me in January to go back to hour-and-a-half meetings?
You won't care.
Maybe, you know, right.
I
Well,
won't be-
let's,
I doubt I'll be watching them.
That's, oh, we're gonna make sure you're watching. We'll do a quick round table. Art,
Yes, sir.
how things going?
Honestly, things are going pretty well. As we've, kept the board up to date, we've had some, our trials and tribulations with pump stations. And so in the last couple of weeks, we've gotten equipment in, parts in. We've got 2 of the 3 pump stations fully back online as of today. The third one will be back online hopefully the week after Thanksgiving. And our project is going well. So we're preparing for winter, trying to flush as much stuff as we can while our truck runs and before the snow hits.
Great. Paul?
Yes, Tom. We got some good news this week. We received our PERMA bill, which is the town's workers' compensation insurance provider. And they told us that our experience rating has actually dropped from 0.90 to 0.740. And our premium is actually $24,000 less than it was last year. So we got a decrease year to year. And that's attributable to all the safety measures we take in the sewer and the highway plant, and throughout the town. And we have a safety committee which is very active and proactive, so we conduct our training. We just got all our training sent to us about a week ago. So it's paying off.
That's great. Bill?
Highway is still picking up leaves, working overtime to do it. I know they've made 4 trips on my street. I'm not sure about all the other streets in town, but on the west side of town,
Oh,
they've
yeah,
completed four times, 4 through.
You're a heavy place in town.
I still have 3 trees that the leaves that haven't even turned from green to yellow.
That's unbelievable.
The oak trees?
No, Norway maples.
Wow.
That's, wow. Charlie?
Well, you already brought it up. Looking forward to finally, after all these years, closing on 600 Ridge.
Yeah, and it's funny because last week we had a meeting with several town department heads and whatever and said, hey, be careful what you ask for. Now we own this, so what are we gonna do like in the first 45 days that we have it? And we got a pretty good plan.
I was just gonna say,
you know,
we've got a plan. It's not like
Yeah.
we're going into it blind, right?
Yeah. And I don't know, if you, I was surprised how much contents are in that building. It's full. Unbelievable. So that's gonna be part of the plan, is how we take care of those contents, I guess. Jenny?
Okay, like everyone who knows, that's, I'm a liaison for the library and the museums, and I would like everybody to support the museum and the Webster Library. There's a lot of events going on, especially we're heading into the holidays. Also, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and thank you so much for all the support and everything you have done for us, my family in the town. God bless America and God bless everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Sharp dressed John Cale today.
Gus and Don's, my favorite soup place.
I'll tell you, you look good.
Well, on a non-town business-related issue, I just want to wish all the deer hunters the best of luck on opening of gun season on Saturday. Please be safe out there and enjoy the day.
That's great. Dolly?
And the town clerk's tax receiver's office, we're preparing for the collection of 2024 town and county taxes.
Time flies. Well, that concludes the meeting. Happy Thanksgiving. We won't see you in this board meeting room again until December 7th, believe it or not. We're adjourned. How about that?